The science of safety sense. Why quantum leadership is your new competitive advantage. For decades, business management has been treated like a Newtonian machine. Push lever A, get result B. Employees were parts. Safety was a checklist. Leadership was a top-down force of gravity. But in a world of supply chain shocks, retail upheaval, and high-velocity change, that mechanical model is breaking. The most successful leaders today aren't operating like Newtonian engineers. They're operating like quantum physicists. They've realized something profound. Safety isn't about hard hats and wet floor signs. Safety is a physiological state of the nervous system. It determines whether a team is locked in survival mode or unleashed in thrive mode. To understand why this is your new competitive advantage, we have to look at the science. How your brain perceives risk, how your heart talks to your head, and why safety is actually the engine of your ROI. It starts with the vagus nerve. When we talk about stability in a business, the ability to stay calm under pressure and make high-stakes decisions, we're really talking about the vagus nerve. It's the core of your nervous system's brake, and the gold standard metric for it is heart rate variability, HRV. High HRV doesn't mean your heart is racing. It means there's a healthy variable gap between beats, a sign that your autonomic nervous system is flexible and resilient. Research by Fort and colleagues in 2021 found a direct correlation between high vagal tone and superior executive function, better working memory, stronger impulse control, sharper decisions. A leader with a regulated nervous system is biologically smarter than one trapped in chronic stress. When that stability collapses, leaders enter what we call cortisol soaking. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for strategy and empathy, shuts down. Cognitive load becomes too heavy. Judgment falters. Catastrophic errors happen. And here's the thing. Vagal tone is contagious. If the leader is unregulated, the team enters a threat state. Suddenly, people aren't looking for ways to improve efficiency. They're looking for ways to avoid getting yelled at. The science is unambiguous. A stabilized nervous system is the prerequisite for a profitable workflow. Now let's talk about perception. In quantum physics, the observer effect suggests that watching a particle changes its behavior. In your business, the same principle plays out through a process called neuroception. Coined by Dr. Stephen Porges, neuroception is your brain's subconscious ability to scan the environment for cues of safety or danger. It happens before you're consciously aware. Your employees' brains are constantly asking, is my boss a threat? Is this environment stable? Do I have permission to fail? If your team perceives even a hint of biological threat, a passive-aggressive email, an inconsistent safety policy, their brains flip into defense state. And here's where the observer effect takes hold. The way you look at your team literally changes how they perform. Watch them through a lens of suspicion and creativity drops. Safety awareness drops. This is why psychological safety isn't soft science. It's biology. Teams with high felt safety report more near misses, not fewer, more. Because their brains aren't wasting energy on defensive posturing. They're using it to spot risks before risks become disasters. This is the heart of quantum leadership. Dana Zohar, a pioneer in the field, argues that we have to move from Newtonian management, bureaucratic, atomistic, slow, to a quantum model. Holistic, interconnected, entangled. In a Newtonian business, distance is a barrier. The chain of command moves information slowly. In a quantum business, you aim for zero distance, not physical proximity, entanglement. Every person in the organization is part of a single unified field. A safety failure on the loading dock isn't an isolated incident. It's a symptom of a field out of alignment. Quantum leaders don't just fix the broken part. They look at the resonance of the whole system. They ask, what in our culture allowed this frequency of risk to exist in the first place? How you lead through this depends on your quantum persona. Every leader operates through archetypes, from the guardian who prioritizes protection to the pragmatist who transforms risk into opportunity. Each persona interacts with the nervous system differently. An enforcer might provide great structure, but unchecked, can trigger threat neuroception across the team. A harmonizer might foster high psychological safety, but lack the refractive clarity to see hard risks. The goal isn't to pick one, it's superposition, the ability to be the guardian of safety and the catalyst for growth, simultaneously. So how do you put this to work today, in a supply chain, a warehouse, a small business? 3 moves. 1. Prioritize recovery metrics. We track revenue. We rarely track recovery. Build nervous system resets into the day. A 5-minute breathing exercise isn't fluff. It's a biological recalibration of your team's HRV that protects their judgment in the final hour of their shift. 2. Audit your neuroception. Walk through your workplace as an entry-level employee. Does the environment signal safety or survival? Clean spaces, clear communication, predictable schedules, these are biological signals. 3. Lead with resonance, not directives. When you speak to your team, are you just transmitting orders, or are you creating coherence? Authentic, transparent communication lowers the collective cortisol of the room. The companies that thrive over the next decade won't be the ones with the thickest safety manuals. They'll be the ones with the most resilient nervous systems. By understanding vagal tone, the physics of quantum leadership, and the neurobiology of neuroception, you aren't just making your business safer. You're making it more intelligent, more agile, more profitable. Stop managing your business like a machine. Start leading it like the living quantum system it actually is.